Hi, so today we drove through U2 National Park where the trees have no name, which is appropriate, I guess, because we drove through the whole park. I didn't even see a tree. There's a bunch of scraggly bushes here. I don't know what the deal is. I think this album thing is a lot of hype. But the good news is we're just outside of La Quinta. See what I mean? Look at this. This is like, they call this, I guess, a tree? I don't know. Anyway, La Quinta, California, where Mike has a normal system. So far, we've been looking at systems that are pretty far out there, really. I mean, you know, most people don't have a professionally designed listening rooms and deep six-figure budgets for the components that go into it. And most people have rooms like where we're going today, to Mike's place. Mike's got a house that he rents in La Quinta, California. And he's got a system that he's put together over the last several years. I don't know, 5 years, something like that. And it's all carefully selected, very high-value components. Tekton and Townshend and, well, a number of things. We'll be there in a little bit, and we'll show you and talk about it. So anyway, that's it. We'll see you in a minute at Mike's. Okay, we're in La Quinta, California with Mike. This is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Good. Welcome to my house.
Yeah, thanks for having me over. First time meeting you.
Yeah, good to finally meet you in person. This is a special one because this guy has been like my audio mentor for like the last 5 years or so.
And this is your system in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Sort of a dedicated to sleeping and listening.
Absolutely.
So we'll come around here, and where do you want to start?
I'll start by introducing the system. All right, so these are the Tekton Ulfbert 15s. I am 6'2". These are about 80 inches tall.
They're on podiums.
They're on podiums.
So they're maybe raised up another inch or so from the floor.
Yeah.
Not much.
Maybe like...
Because they're not on cones, right? The speaker's just directly on the podiums.
Directly on the podiums, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fantastic.
All right. And then everything's connected to this battery. So it's completely off the grid power.
The Bluetti?
Yes, the Bluetti.
Which model is that?
I think it's like AC, I don't remember, but
yeah.
It's like 2,400 kilowatts.
That's
really
the main thing.
know.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the amplifier.
Oh,
it's
okay.
the AGD Tempo. It's the only stereo amp they make. I want to eventually upgrade to the Duets, which is their second tier mono blocks.
I wanted to go to AGD to talk to Alberto, but
right.
Everybody's gone. They're all at Expona.
And this, the Leggery reference.
Yep, Townsend, yep.
Yeah, Chuck got me a good deal on that. Beautiful piece.
That's all passive. That
all
preamp.
Passive, and it uses auto transformers to control the volume instead of a, what's it called, a pentanometer or whatever.
Potentiometer?
Potentiometer, yeah. So, yeah, you just don't get any distortion at all that you'd get. Well, the distortion that you don't hear until it's gone, but it's so transparent, it's amazing. I'll probably keep this piece forever. And then we got streamer. I bought this used for like $700. It's the entry line streamer from Orlik G1. Their new entry level ones are like 3,000 right now. I want to eventually get something newer, but I'm in no rush. It sounds great. And then this is the DAC, Hollow Audio May. It's Chi-Fi, but it's good Chi-Fi. It's a R2R DAC. So instead of using like a chip to decode the audio, it uses a ladder of resistors. And that, people say, makes it sound more analog, and I agree. Very analog sounding DAC. And then the cables are M101. I got the Novas connected to my amplifier. Preamp doesn't need one because it's passive.
Yeah, that's a nice feature.
And then
also doesn't need a pods or anything because it's got its own isolation built into it.
Right. Built from the ground up with isolation in mind.
Yep.
Which is another reason why it's so transparent. Oh yeah, it has a little magnet.
That is one of the slickest features. I always, every time I put my little remote away and slide it underneath there,
It's satisfying.
it's like, yeah, you always know where it is. It's out of sight. That's the slickest thing.
Yeah, and then the same power cord M101 Nova I have going to the streamer and to the DAC. And then I just got this new power distributor here from Audience. I got an M101 flare cable, which is their cheapest cable. It's pretty good for the money. I'd say maybe one of the best cables you can get for $600 it is.
And this is, what did you say, your distribution here?
Yeah, so the amplifier is connected directly to the battery. Everything else is connected to that. And then I got a couple conditioning plugins there as well. And the TV is connected to that.
And you've got that, what do you call that thing that eliminates the fuse?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't not mention that. This is called a Swiss digital fuse box. And what it comes with is a little slug. This one's the copper gold. I've since upgraded to all graphene, which is 5 times more conductive than copper.
That's copper?
It's copper gold, so I guess it's like,
okay.
Yeah.
And they polished it. That's an improvement.
Yeah.
I saw an earlier version that they had, and it didn't look like that.
Well, was it just the copper, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they also have rhodium as well. The graphene's supposed to be the best. So that thing replaces the fuse. You just take your fuse out of the fuse holder and put that thing in there. So instead of the power going through the little filament, the little wire,
Right.
that whole thing is the conductor. So you're getting way better conduction.
And then the box,
And it's,
that box is what detects the current flow, and that's what'll protect your component if you need to cut the power to it.
right. So if something happens, like there's a surge or something, it just resets itself. So you never have to pull out a fuse or anything.
And you had tried other audiophile fuses before you tried this thing, right?
Yeah.
And there's like no comparison.
Which one's this? This is, I believe, the Acme Cryo Fuse.
Yeah.
And then I have a SR Purple around here somewhere.
See, that's one of the things about, I appreciate you calling me your mentor. I love hearing that. That's great. But at the same time, the main thing you've done is you've actually gone and instead of just listening to something and doing it, you've actually compared a lot of stuff. So all the things that you've got here, you did kind of like a trial and error to make sure that it really was doing what you thought it was going to do.
Yeah, like with the fuses, I started with like a $15 Acme fuse, and it was definitely made a difference over the stock fuse. And then the SR Purple, much better. And then this thing, I can't even tell you like how good it is. It's like a cheat code for your components. I got another one going to my DAC as well. I couldn't find the values for the streamer.
And is that server? I'm not digitally.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
That's a PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Play video games
I'm digitally,
and movies on it.
I'm an analog guy, so I don't know any of this stuff.
No, this is the server. So that doesn't have a DAC built into it. It's nothing but a server. So it's not trying to do anything that it doesn't need to do. It's galvanically isolated.
And it looks like everything is on Townshend Pods or Townshend Podiums.
True.
Or the cables are all isolated on Millercarbon Cable Cradles.
True.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put the bed up.
Oh, and you've got Townshend Super Tweeters up here.
Yes.
If I can get my camera on that without the overhead fan lopping my camera off. There we go. Yeah. So before we started doing the video, you were telling me that the ceramic tweeters that Eric is using here in the ULF are virtually the same as the beryllium in terms of performance up until you get to like the very top like octave, the last few kilohertz.
Right.
And then that doesn't matter because in this case, that's where they cross over to the beryllium tweeter.
Right.
So you're using these ceramic tweeters where in the range where they're going to sound as good as a beryllium tweeter.
That's what Eric said.
Yeah, and then they have like even more X-Max. They have more excursion. So
yeah, it's nice of them to talk me out of spending an extra $10,000.
you don't get that too often with this. These speakers are just they were roughly 10 grand like this, right?
10 grand, and then the crossovers. I don't know if I want to say how much I spent on them because I think he hooked me up, but
it was better than the Ultimate.
It was better when I had before, and what I had before was like 1,300 in parts, and that was only for a 3-way with 12-inch woofers. So these have the Mundorf Supreme, Evo Supreme caps in the critical areas, and everything else is virtually the same. Path resistors, but this time...
Oh, you got path audio resistors?
Yeah.
Those are superb. I know because that's what I put in my Moabs.
Yeah, that's what I put in my Moabs too. But I had this all done in-house, and it should be a step above what I had.
That's
I actually
nice.
paid less than what I paid for the Moab crossovers. So these should have been like $3 to $4 grand, I think. So he hooked me up there.
It's just silly what a good deal these things are. I can't wait to hear them.
All right, so the captain's chair. You can use the pillow or not. I can raise the back.
I could get used to this. This is like this is too comfortable. You need like a little robot geisha service to come in here and bring you some booze every once in a while and you're set. Confirm delivery code. Garage. I'm opening the security door. Through inner hatch, standing by. Life support check. Yeah, LS checks out.
Only have the remastered one. Well, that sounds good. Actual download, so we're not streaming anymore.
Just turn the light on.
Yeah. Behold.
said that was streaming?
Yeah.
It's not as good as the DSD, but it's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Any last requests? Harry Nilsson.
Yeah. Yep. Crank it up.
Oh, that bass is so good.
You never heard it.
Yeah, you get the point. But all right. So before I go,
It's too bad you can't get imaging because of the way I'm recording. The mics that I'm using are pretty good for tone,
right?
and a lot of, but not imaging.
All right. So this is like some crazy percussion stuff I want to play before I leave. I'm gonna be late for work. Oh well. This is nuts though. And when I play this on Cobas, it does sound quite a bit better if you have your eyes closed, but the visual component makes it so much more coherent because of how complex it is. And that's a wrap. Before we get going, any final thoughts?
Oh, this has been fun. This is the first sort of like what I might call like a normal stereo in my series, because this is like what a lot of normal guys could afford in a room that they would have, and yet it sounds fantastic.
Awesome.
So thanks for having me over, Mike. It was fun to finally meet you, and
It's been a pleasure. I got to go back to my job delivering pizzas.
oh God, I got to go back to my job driving around the country.
So